Every week we are going to have a shining moment. A shining moment is a moment to praise or recognize someone in our team for helping each other, or maybe someone has inspired you or helped you, so you want to give them a recognition. We can do that during our team meeting. If you have a shining moment for someone else, please message me, and I would be happy to say this in during our weekly team meetings. Okay. For this week we have Savannah, and this is from Roy. The message is from Roy. Um, Roy just wanted to thank Savannah for they've been maybe I'll read it to make it easy. They've been teammates since last semester, and I saw how she worked diligently. She's very resourceful, kind, and beautiful. This is Savannah, guys. She attended the team meeting last yesterday. No, this morning, because this is MST. And he said, I'm always looking forward to her for her and follow her good examples. Honestly, I've been wanting to have an older sister, and it happened because of her. All right, thank you. I want to give a shining moment to each one of you today. Madison, she's a new peer mentor, and I know she's busy, but she always make time to read my announcements and to provide the um the forms and ask questions. She's not shy to ask questions, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Madison. Chelsea, she's also a new peer mentor. I asked her, she had a problem yesterday with one of her students, and I asked her to read the KB articles, and she's just being resourceful of finding the materials and the solutions, and very patient with her students. Vanessa, she's very patient too. She is helping some of our peer mentors who have questions, as well as Mary Grace, who's very collaborative with our group chat. So thank you guys for doing great in our team. There are some things that I want to discuss with you. First is our BYU scorecard. BYU scorecard is very important as in our performance individually and as a team. We are expected to um, reach blue and green. Okay, blue is 100% and green is 100% too. Yellow is 85, orange 75, and red is 50. Now the goal is not to get red scorecard, but to get blue or green. Green and blue is acceptable. Great job if it's blue. Okay? And what should we do for us not to get red? First, we have to submit our self-evaluation on time. That should be Friday at 11:59 MST. Next, we have to document every day, okay? Because if there's no documentation, automatically we will get red. We also have to make sure that our CSAT is not below 50%. 80% to 100 is the acceptable score. Leadership attention needed. These are the things, if we have PERFA violations, we'll get leadership attention uh, report. Next, multiple red. If there are, I'll teach you when during our one-on-ones how they rate multiple reds. But yeah, so far this is the reasons why a team member will get red. So make sure that we avoid these things. Okay. Since documentation is crucial to our scorecard, we're going to talk about documentation day. I want to ask maybe Mary Grace, why do you think documentation is important in your role as a peer mentor?
Well, I think documentation is one way that um the as you as PMSA and other leaders know that we are working,
Hmm.
that we have the opportunity to collaborate with the students if we are, because being a peer mentor, our first um goal is to connect with the students, and
Mm,
having the documentation is really important. It
mhm.
shows that if we really collaborated with the students.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Mary Grace. So, this is our proof that we worked for the day. We have collaborated with our students. And if you remember in the temple, we have this principle called return and report, right? So, documentation is our way of showing our accountability to the Lord, to our employer, BYU Pathway, and Bloom, and also to help ourselves, since we are going to have 75 to 100 students, and it's so hard to remember their concerns if we don't document them. Okay, who else have ideas? What do you think, Madison?
And it's important to have a record of the steps that has been followed in order to assist the students, because I think it's going to be harder if just let's say that the student is transferred to another peer mentor, and
Mm,
they think that it's the first time they're going to follow some steps with the
mm,
students. They
mm-hmm.
can get annoyed, I think, if we said okay, you need to do this, and they can be like, but I already did that.
Yeah,
I already followed those steps and didn't work. So if there is no documentation about it, that's going to be a problem for the other mentor, because there's no way that they're going to know that those steps were followed already. So it's really important to save those interactions to better assist the students. If we already know, we already follow this part, okay, let's move on with the next step. If none of those work, okay, let's go ahead with the third step. And then if we are not able to assist, then we have you, in this case, I guess, or create tickets to see what other things we can do. But if there is no record about it, it's going to be a problem. And again, the students can get annoyed, and
yeah.
that's going to be a problem, because I think that even the trust that they have to us as the mentors can be broken just when we avoid to document all of our interactions with them.
Yes, very good, Madison. Thank you. It's our way to remember to what has transpired, right? And if we're going to ask these questions over and over again because we did not review the documentation, that could be annoying to them. That would just tell them that you, hey, you're not listening to me. You're not being sincere or personalizing, and probably you're just doing this for a job, especially that um we will be catering domestic students, and domestic students, they're just a different kind of breed. Okay, maybe I'll ask Mary Grace. Mary Grace, you've had domestic students, right? And how's your experience with domestic students?
Well, I've been working for them, I guess, 2 semesters with
Uh-huh.
I think Sister Vanessa and Camille also
Oh,
as
okay, Vanessa
right,
too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm,
as
mm-hmm.
domestic students. Yeah. Well, one of I think the students are they will reach out if they have really concern. If they don't have, they not really respond. They are really not.
Not
Uh,
respond.
yeah, yeah. But they send you a message. They really want to receive a feedback.
Mm,
That's I think that's they are really um they want to receive easily. So
fast.
if you are, yeah, fast. So if you're not in, if you're you should I think you should message them that you uh you will going back to them after how many minutes or hours, so that they will not bored, because some of the students are they really want to, you need to act fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's a CSAT also tip, right? Because I've heard that it's so hard to get a 100 CSAT in domestic areas. The one of the concerns is that they wanted to have a fast implement. Maybe fast food chains. were developed in America. And I mean, in domestic areas, because they wanted it to be fast. And so we'll just adapt to it. Let's try to be quick and respond to them then. Okay, Mary Grace, anything else you wanted to add to this? Mira?
Oh, are you asking me, sister?
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to add or
I
not?
think um working with domestic students, they don't want a casual talk. They want it formally.
Okay.
And just like Sister Mary Grace, they want to answer our feedback within the day or within 24 hours or just
Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Sister Vanessa. But thank you for that input. They want a formal talk. We have to be professional then. Unlike maybe in some countries, we can have casual conversation with the students, but not with domestic students. All right. Any question? Any Chelsea, do you have a question? None? So let's move on. When is the best time for us to document our interaction? How about you, Chelsea? When do you document? What is your
So
best practice?
what I usually do is that I wait for the student response.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like 24 hours or whatever. Or
Mm-hmm.
if the student responds, I wait until I finish that conversation,
Mm-hmm.
until we resolve the problem, and then I document it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I usually do.
Okay, that's great, Chelsea. Do you do this daily, every day?
No, really, because for example, if I send outreach or whatever, I usually wait 24 hours,
Okay, so
not
within 24.
immediately.
Okay, got it. So, the rule is that, or we are expected to institute to document daily after every after your shift. This is just a best practice that we had in the past where we it helped us to not to miss any interaction and also to make it efficient for us. And I'll make sure that in your documentation, it's always the peer mentor who is concluding in your documentation, not student. You know what I mean? Example, you send an outreach and then the student reply. In your documentation, the reply of the student should be not be the concluding part. There should be a reply um, the peer mentor. And and if you're going to reach out to your student again, document again. Make sure that in your documentations it's always you who are in the last position. Um, let's talk about more about documentations. I know that you know this because you guys are reading the onboarding part, but it's also good to review. And also if you have questions, we can talk more about this. Let me share my screen. May I
I do have a
ask?
question
Yeah,
about it. I
yeah,
would
yeah.
like to know how can I document a picture, a screenshot of whatever kind of picture that we get from the student or that we send them.
That's a very good question, Chelsea. What do you do, Mary Grace? How do you do it? Do you want to show us?
Can you repeat it? I think I have a slow connection. Sorry.
Chelsea was asking how to document um the graphics, the design.
Oh, okay. Well, Roy shared that last
Okay?
meeting, I think. Yeah.
Can you share your
Um,
screen? Is there a way for you to we're able to,
Okay.
or maybe we can ask Roy, or can you create a recording, Sister Mary Grace, later?
Okay. Yeah, okay, okay. Well,
Yeah.
this week I tried to send that creative outreach. And then I reached out to Roy because I think I forgot how to document it. And Roy said that after you send by through emails or anything, you can the creative outreach, you can save it in your Google Drive. And then um don't forget to wait to change wait, let me let me look for Roy's message. I'm not really good. That's why I asked Roy about it. Okay. And if you want to share the link, you need to change the manage access from restricted to anyone with a link. So you will copy the link and put in your documentation document tab.
Okay, thank you. First, you have to upload it on your Google Drive, right? Just like this, upload, file upload. And then let's see, maybe this one. This is just an example. And then once you have uploaded it, you will see it in your, um, oh, okay. Why it's not, I can't do it. Let me do it again. File upload. And this one, sister, this is just an example. Let's see, this one. Okay. So Microsoft, then hmm, what should I do, sister? Oh, it's so weird. Will JPEG do? Okay, let's just try this one. Hmm, do I have to change the setting this time or not yet?
Mhm. Try to click it, sister. Oh, not
This one? It's not showing, but I'm going to ask Roy or maybe you, Mary Grace, to create to create a video on how you save it.
okay.
Or can you share your screen this time?
Okay, sister.
Share.
Okay, can I share now? Share screen.
Yep. I made you a co-host.